Broadcasting to the universe.
From the top of Mount Wack.
Live with no pants.
Here's Zach DeWack.
Greetings, red-blooded verified Earth people and those with no check mark. It's me, the always dapper podcast babbler, your daddy-o cock vlog from the radio, and the monkey on the mic, here running that semi-professionally trained tongue of mine. I am Zachary Ernesto Wagalina III here. Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to those of you in Peru to Kalamazoo, Illinois to Troy, and all around the world. This is the often secluded, never diluted, always wacky, never tacky, hot rocket flame-throwing DeWacky in the morning show. Live from the low-rent, sleazy, and measly Ramen Jam and Nut Hut studios at the DeWack Shag Podcasting Megaplex at Peachtree Industrial here in FEMA Region Number 4, somewhere on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia.
It's 6 a.m. and daylight breaks somewhere in the air. So grab your clothes and blow your nose, put on clean underwear. With Zach DeWack from his Wack Shack with all kinds of dumb. Here to start your day, his Wack Way. Grab your breakfast sticky buns. Wired up and fired up, grab your coffee to go. Get in your car and turn this podcast on, put down your phone. So get out of bed and move your butt and kick it in high gear. We're moving on, turn the volume up so everyone can hear. Every morning you should go to ZachDeWack.com. Stand up proud and say it loud, I whack in my car.
Live out of Studio A today. Last time I checked, today is Monday, June 23rd, 2025. This is show number 126. Let's take a look at that birthday list.
Go, shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip Bacardi like it's your birthday.
Actor Connor Jessup is 31. LaDainian Tomlinson, an NFL Hall of Fame running back, is 46. Jason Mraz, singer, 48. DeWack in the Morning friend Justin Weiss turns 50. Singer-songwriter Katie Tunstall from Black Horse and the Cherry Tree is 50. Joel Edgerton, an actor from The Gift and Loving, is 51. Selma Blair turns 53. Actor Eddie Marson is 50. Director Joss Whedon from Justice League and the Avengers is 61. Actress Frances McDormand is 68. American Idol judge Randy Jackson turns 69.
You would have bombed tonight, baby. That was hot.
Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas is 77. Cocktail actor Brian Brown turns 78. And turning 79 years young today is Ted Shackelford, an actor from Knots Landing and Dallas.
Happy birthday!
And passing away on this day, Chuck Taylor passed in 1969. He was an American basketball player, best known as the first celebrity to endorse a line of shoes. The Chuck Taylor All-Stars, produced by Converse, became one of the top-selling basketball shoes in history. Producer Aaron Spelling passed away on this day in 2006. We lost Ed McMahon in 2009.
Anybody can make a mistake.
Peter Falk passed in 2011. Dick Van Patten passed in 2015. And Dave Bartholomew passed away on this day at the age of 100 in 2019. Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline released this day in 1969.
You did it. It works. The machine works. Do the kids know?
Well, yeah, the kids know.
That's great.
It's not that great.
Why?
I shrunk the kids.
What?
And the Thompson kids, too. They're about this big. They're in the backyard.
What?
Threw them out with the trash.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, released in 1989, as well as the Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson Batman release.
This town needs an enema.
White Chicks, released in 2004. Suits premiered in 2011. Glow premiered in 2017. The Big Sick, released in 2017. And Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice's Barbie World, released in 2023. Here's this day in music. In 2010, 62-year-old Greg Allman underwent a successful liver transplant operation at the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, Florida. Allman had begun a series of treatments for hepatitis C, but chronic damage of his liver led doctors to recommend a transplant. In a statement to the press, Allman says, "I changed my ways years ago, but can't turn back time." Every day is a gift. In 2009, Chris Brown pleaded guilty to one count of assault on his former girlfriend Rihanna. The 19-year-old R&B singer was sentenced to 5 years probation and ordered to do 6 months community service. Brown had faced charges of assaulting Rihanna, 21 at the time, during a row in February. The last-minute plea deal came before a hearing in Los Angeles court in which Rihanna was due to give evidence. The Los Angeles County Superior Court judge also ordered Brown and Rihanna to stay at least 50 yards away from each other except at entertainment industry events when the distance is reduced to 10 yards. In 2004, Bob Dylan was awarded an honorary degree by the University of St. Andrews, Scotland's oldest university, and made a Doctor of Music. In 2003, Diana Ross appeared in a court and testified that she was coerced and felt intimidated into taking a breath test that showed her blood alcohol was 0.2, well over the 0.08 legal limit. The singer said, "If I didn't take the breath test, I was either going to the hospital or to jail." After the hearing, Ross asked the judge if it would be possible to have court paperwork processed using her married name. The city magistrate said he thought it was a little too late for that now. In 1996, Bryan Adams went to number 1 on the UK albums charts with 18 Till I Die. Metallica went to number 1 on the US charts with their 6th studio album, Load. The album has now sold over 5 million copies in America alone. In 1995, drummer Alan White made his live debut with Oasis at the Glastonbury Festival. Former Take That member Robbie Williams appeared on stage with the band during that show. In 1990, 13-year-old Keith Sarantino filed a $500,000 lawsuit against Madonna, claiming he suffered nightmares and bedwetting problems after an incident outside Madonna's home when she allegedly flung him to the ground. Also in 1990, Elton John had his first UK solo number 1 single with Sacrifice after achieving over 50 previous UK hits and 6 chart toppers in the US. Also in 1990, Buddy Holly's Gibson electric guitar sold for around $237,000 in a Sotheby's auction. The guitar was in a tooled leather case made by Holly himself. In 1984, Duran Duran started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with The Reflex, the group's first U.S. number 1, and was taken from their 3rd album, Seven and the Ragged Tiger. In 1976, Paul McCartney and the Wings played The Last Date on their Wings Over America tour at the Forum in Los Angeles. More than 600,000 people attended the Wings' 31 shows in the United States and Canada, held between May 3rd and June 23rd in 1976. In 1975, during his Welcome to My Nightmare tour in Vancouver, Canada, Alice Cooper fell from the stage and broke 6 ribs. The singer fell into a photo pit in front of the stage and attempted to continue the show, but passed out and was taken to the hospital. Photos exist of Alice trying to continue the show with his head wrapped in a bandage. In 1973, George Harrison started a 5-week run at number 1 on the U.S. albums charts with Living in the Material World, his 2nd U.S. number 1. His 3rd studio solo album was the follow-up to 1970's acclaim All Things Must Pass and the massive charity project The Concert for Bangladesh. In 1966, the Beatles held their 10th consecutive UK number 1 single with Paperback Writer.
Paperback Writer.
And now this.
It happened on this day as if you cared.
Here's this day in history. In 1888, Frederick Douglass became the first African-American nominated for U.S. president. In 1926, the College Board administered the first SAT exam. In 1931, aviators Wiley Post and Harold Gatty took off from New York on the first round-the-world flight in a single-engine plane. In 1992, John Gotti, convicted of racketeering charges, was sentenced in New York to life in prison. On this day in 1993, Lorena Bobbitt of Prince William County, Virginia, sexually mutilated her husband, John, after he allegedly raped her. In 2005, in Suffolk, Virginia, 3 guys walked into a McDonald's with the intention of robbing it. The place was rather busy, so they ordered several burgers and enjoyed their meals while waiting for the crowd to thin out. Then they robbed the place and made their getaway. Unfortunately, they left behind an important piece of evidence, their DNA on leftover portions of the burgers. In 2012, 76 monks were hospitalized in Thailand following an attack by a swarm of bees. On this day in 2015, Amazon.com joined eBay and others in removing Confederate flag items from their site after the shooting of 9 African-American church members. In 2018, 12 boys and their coach were stranded in a cave in Thailand by monsoon flooding, prompting an international rescue effort. They were found July 2nd and were brought out safely on July 10th. 2 Thai rescue divers died in that rescue. And in 2021, on this day, Britney Spears requested a judge and her court-ordered conservatorship. It ended November 12, 2021. Special events for today. It is Detroit-style pizza day. Never had that. No interest. It's Hydration Day. It's International Widows Day. It's International Women in Engineering Day. Don't ruin a new day by thinking about yesterday. Let it go. It is Let It Go Day. It's International Olympic Day. It's Pecan Sandy's Day. It's Pink Day, Pink Flamingo Day, Porridge Day, Public Service Day, Runner's Selfie Day, SAT Math Day, St. John's Eve, Typewriter Day, and it's United Nations Public Service Day. Today's number for the day is 152. That was the average cost of a hotel room in the United States in 2024.
Bum, 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 I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. What country's got a feeling really hit the ceiling? Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Went to a mosque, gonna throw some rocks. Tell the Ayatollah, gonna put you in a box. Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. What country's got a feeling really hit the ceiling? Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 I ran. Old Uncle Sam's getting pretty hot. Time to turn Iran into a parking lot. Bum, I ran. Bum, 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 bum.
Let's look at some news. A live chicken was found hanging out by the front door of a Buffalo Wild Wings in Des Moines. He was there to file a complaint with management about workplace conditions, which for creatures like him aren't so good. A study concluded that fermented foods ease social anxiety. However, the odds are against you that you're going to make a good impression on another person with sauerkraut on your breath. Well, the Stanley Cup was damaged as the Florida Panthers celebrated their championship. Note to pro sports leagues, always make sure your trophies are Florida-proof. 40% of Americans haven't seen a doctor in 5 or more years. The other 60% are still waiting in the waiting room. According to a study, kids who make music turn out to be nicer. And kids who aren't skilled in music grow up to be more like Justin Bieber. The co-founder and the CEO of the messaging service Telegram has revealed his plan to distribute his considerable wealth to all 106 of his children. In an interview with a French magazine, Pavel Durov explained that he considers all his children equal, whether they were conceived naturally or through the anonymous sperm donations he has been making for the past 15 years. His intention is to ensure that all his offspring have the same rights and opportunities. In an 80th anniversary celebration, a Colombian dairy company, Alpina Products, recently organized the world's largest cheese tasting event. The event featured 1,185 participants who sampled 3 varieties of cheese. Guinness World Record confirmed their success in breaking the previous record set by Australia's Kangaroo Valley Agriculture and Horticultural Association in 2019 with 1,000 participants. Well, no, Jim, no problem. Researchers say climbing just 3 flights of stairs every day can have a significant positive impact on your health and well-being. It boosts heart health and reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, burns more calories than jogging and brisk walking, strengthens leg muscles, glutes, and core. It boosts mental health, reducing stress and improved mood, supports bone health and reduces the risk of osteoporosis, increases longevity by lowering the risk of heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes, provides an easy, cost-effective workout option. It improves balance and coordination and reducing the risk of falls. And it helps regulate your blood sugar levels. Florida's Attorney General has put forth a unique proposal to repurpose the Gator-filled Everglades as an immigration detention center for deportations. James Utmeyer's plan entails converting a dormant airport facility into a holding center dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, utilizing the alligators as a security measure. It would have a capacity of about 1,000. Well, it's tornado and hurricane season, and a good time to remind you to check that your valuable documents and photos are backed up not only to an extended hard drive, but also online. Tech pros say natural disasters will kill any backups stored on site, which is why we should keep a copy of our stuff online too. Follow the 3-2-1 backup rule, which advises keeping 3 copies of your important files in at least 2 different types of media, with 1 copy stored off-site. For example, you might have 1 copy on your computer, a second on an external hard drive, and that's at a trusted friend's house, and a 3rd copy in online cloud storage. Drivers who use cell phones while driving make as many, if not more, driving errors as clinically drunk drivers, according to a New Zealand researcher. In fact, the risk of collision is 4 times greater when driving while using a cell phone. Concentrating on a conversation, not simply the physical act of holding a cell phone, is what distracts the driver. The nature of the conversation matters too, with deep and meaningful dialogues creating a greater distraction and added risk than a small talk. A bad day at the office has little to do with the number of hours you put in working. Workplace stress, research has found, is not linked to clocking in more hours. Rather, the culprit for stress in the office is workplace environment. A researcher at the University of Arkansas found stressed workers had more autonomy in their daily routine and had supervisors who were supportive of their work. They also enjoyed less family-work conflict and had more fringe benefits from their job. The research showed that to nurture less stress among employees, managers should try to improve their work environment by providing such options as flexible hours. A survey found that we use our office printers for personal use. The survey found 60% of us use the workplace printer to print personal emails, photos, news articles, and purchase confirmations. According to a survey, bad breath apparently is the most embarrassing thing that can happen on a first date. Coming in at second was mom texting, "Did you remember to wear clean underwear?" Officials at Grand Canyon National Park typically respond to approximately 300 search and rescue incidents each year. Most of the distress calls have to do with people panicking because they couldn't find a place to recharge their smartphones. A study found that the scent of grapefruit on women make them seem younger to men, about 6 years younger. If you live in Los Angeles, be prepared for a grapefruit juice shortage while aging actors fill up their pools. With no winners in the Mega Millions jackpot on Friday, the jackpot for tomorrow looks to be over $326 million. A flash poll finds 3/4 of Americans are afraid we're going to war with Iran. Meanwhile, the remaining 25% are busy Googling, "Where is Iran again?" Researchers say moths and other flying insects end up fluttering around artificial lights at night because the light messes with their navigation systems. Turns out moths are just like us, stumbling around lost because they can't read a map. A study found that even people of normal weight suffer health problems from too much sugar. So what's the point of skipping sweets to lose weight if after losing all the weight you still can't eat sweets?
We we got to wrap this program to bring you something really, really, really stupid.
All right, let's look at stupid news. Riverside Township, New Jersey. Police responded to a reported hit-and-run crash. The woman who reported the incident said the help had just arrived. A man on horseback, identified only as PJ, said he'd seen the crash. PJ rode his horse after the offending vehicle and was able to get a close enough look to get a license plate number, which he passed on to the police. Officers looked up the plate and arrested a 22-year-old. A spokesman for the police said, "We'd especially like to thank PJ and his sidekick Shiny for their efforts to get the information that ultimately solved the case." Kyle McGinn has retired from politics, having served as a member of the Western Australia State Parliament for 8 years. To celebrate, he gave a speech in Parliament, which he ended with a shoey taking off his shoe, cracking open a beer, pouring it into his shoe, and drinking it. Why? To show voters that they are normal people in Parliament. That's gross. A significant payroll blunder has turned a Wayne County, Michigan employee into an unexpected millionaire thanks to a staggering $1.6 million deposit that occurred at the end of May. The county's safeguards designed to prevent such errors failed to catch this one. The employee, who has dedicated over 20 years to the county, promptly informed her supervisor the following day and began the process of returning the money. The error stemmed from a supervisor mistakenly entering an employee ID number instead of the correct hourly rate while uploading payroll information for a colleague who had just received a raise. Let's see. A cat bit a woman in Germany, sending her into such rage that she repeatedly bit her boyfriend, the owner of the pet. The injured boyfriend tried to call the police, but his girlfriend repeatedly ripped the phone from his hand. He was eventually able to escape her grasp and her bite and make the call. A family in Poland opened up their apartment windows to allow a breeze to come in. Not long after the windows were opened, a 4-year-old climbed on a chair and right out one of the windows. She landed safely 3 stories down on a large pile of soft branches that had just been trimmed from some overgrown brushes. On an expressway in India, a drunken man riding a camel caused a backup. Video of the man showed him struggling to control the animal while swaying dangerously. As the camel raced along the busy highway, the intoxicated handler seemed unable to maintain his grip on the reins. The drunk camel driver ultimately slumped over and lost consciousness as the animal continued its wild run. After a tense struggle, a couple of bystanders managed to slow down the camel and secure it to a nearby streetlight. In the Czech Republic, a 22-year-old man and 2 relatives have been charged with operating an illegal dental clinic. For 2 years, the trio treated dozens of patients using only instructions they found online. Authorities report that young men extracted teeth, performed complex root canals, and even administered anesthesia, all while lacking the necessary professional qualifications. The man, along with a 50-year-old woman who worked as a nurse and a 44-year-old man who manufactured prosthetic devices, ran the unlicensed clinic from their home. The nurse supplied various dental materials, including anesthesia and fillings, which she had access to through her healthcare job. All 3 family members have pleaded guilty to multiple charges. After successfully robbing a jewelry store in England, a thief wrote a detailed online review complaining about the store's terrible security and easy targets. He posted the review from his home computer using his real name, helpfully noting that the store should invest in better cameras. Police traced the review and found the thief at home, still wearing an expensive watch he had stolen. A man from Philadelphia who bought a Powerball ticket during a visit to Maryland found out he was $50,000 richer while cleaning his car more than a week later. The ticket was purchased on June 4th in Baltimore County, Maryland. Yay for him. The last lottery jackpot I won was $10. And that was after spending 5. Police in North Charleston, South Carolina, found themselves engaged in an unusually slow speed chase involving a tractor excavator. The pursuit, which unfolded early Sunday morning, had officers trailing the heavy machinery for over an hour at a staggering pace of just 3 miles an hour. The incident began around 3:30 in the morning when officers on another call spotted the excavator making its way across a state highway. shortly after a burglary report surfaced regarding a business that had suffered significant damage, with the excavator seen leaving the scene. Responding officers quickly initiated the pursuit, lights flashing and sirens blaring. However, the chase was so leisurely that police vehicles had to periodically halt to avoid overtaking the slow-moving excavator. They repeatedly urged the driver over loudspeakers to pull over. After a drawn-out chase lasting over an hour and 12 minutes, the excavator eventually made its way onto the Charleston County Fairgrounds property, where it got stuck. The driver attempted to flee on foot but was tracked down by a police dog and its handler. Well, in the UK, someone broke into an empty apartment. The owners were away for a few days. The person stayed one night, replaced the beer he drank with a better beer brand, and cleaned the place as well. Even the rooms he never entered. The apartment renters, while grateful for the cleaning, quickly changed their locks and installed security cameras. An elderly man took a wrong turn in Rome, driving his Mercedes down the iconic Spanish Steps. The 80-year-old man's driving mistake led to the use of a crane to safely remove the vehicle without damaging the historic structure. In a bizarre incident at a Sam's Club in Lady Lake, Florida, a 70-year-old man has been charged with disorderly conduct and criminal mischief after allegedly urinating on food items, resulting in over $10,000 worth of damage. The incident occurred on May 30th when a customer spotted Mitchell in aisle 18 and snapped a photo of him as he appeared to urinate on pallets of canned goods, specifically Vienna sausages and Spam. Store employees reviewed the surveillance footage. Remarkably, after the incident, the man continued to shop for about 10 more minutes. The unsanitary act led to the disposal of 2 pallets of affected goods. Yeah, I'll stick with Costco, thank you. And that, my friends, is stupid news.
Don't freak out until you know the facts. Relax, Max, don't be stupid.
Here's your highly scientific and completely infallible and often inscrutable, guaranteed horoscope for today.
And now it's time for the world-famous To Wack in the Morning Horriblescopes. If today is your birthday, you are a Cancer. You will get emotional over a commercial for a dishwasher detergent. It's okay. They really did get those wine stains out. Call your mom.
Come over here, you hot monster.
Leo, you will dramatically re-enter a room just to make a second entrance. Your coworkers won't notice, but that doesn't matter. The spotlight noticed, and that's what counts.
Don't think of this as detention. Think of this as a lot of detention.
Virgo, you alphabetize your spice rack, reorganize your fridge, and still feel like the universe is slightly off-center. It is Mercury in retro snack or something.
Hey, Jimmy, give me a cheese with nut.
Libra, you will spend 37 minutes trying to decide between 2 identical shades of beige. Eventually, you'll give up and go with mauve. Regret will follow by 3:14 p.m. I hit it! Scorpio, today you'll silently judge everyone from behind your sunglasses, even indoors. Someone will ask you what you're thinking. Never tell them. It's more powerful that way.
I highly recommend you never breed. That, by the way, is my medical opinion.
Sagittarius, you'll book a spontaneous trip to a place you can't pronounce and accidentally join a cult. But it's fine. They have a great dental plan and robes with pockets.
I'm pooping right now.
Capricorn, you'll attempt to relax for 5 minutes and immediately start panicking about being unproductive. Don't worry, your anxiety has anxiety. It's a team effort.
It was the most exciting sexual encounter without actually having it.
Aquarius, you'll invent a new conspiracy theory involving oat milk, Amazon drones, and possums. Surprisingly, 3 people on Reddit will believe you. One of them is your cousin Greg.
It was worth it.
Pisces, you'll have a vivid daydream about your soulmate, then trip over a parking cone in real life. The cone is not your soulmate, but it does understand your pain.
Let's just take it step by step.
Aries, you'll most impulsively start 5 projects today and finish absolutely none of them. But hey, at least you look busy. Bonus points if you dramatically sigh while doing nothing.
It had some charm, it had some humor.
Taurus, you'll spend most of the day defending your lunch from coworkers who just want a bite. Trust no one. especially Dave from accounting. He smells like betrayal and ranch dressing.
The perfect combination of work and binge drinking.
And finally, Gemini, your ability to multitask its new heights as you gossip, doom scroll, and emotionally spiral simultaneously. Your therapist will be proud and slightly concerned.
Today's horoscopes are...
And those are your official Dwack in the Morning Horriblescopes. Remember, don't leave home without them.
Monday sucks. Monday sucks. It's Monday. It's Monday. ZachDeWack.com.
You've been listening to the Always First, Never Last podcast with me, your doomsday host, the incredible edible Mr. Zach Wackalina. You can connect with me at ZachDeWack.com. That's ZACKDAWACK.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, MySpace, Blue Sky, YouTube, Telepathy, Western Union, or call or text 984-DEWACK1. That's 984-329-2251. Like this show, follow us, or subscribe, and please share this show with your friends.
Do it.
Available to hear on my host, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and all other podcasting platforms, or at ZachDeWack.com, if that's easier for you.
I shagged her rotten, baby, yeah.
Thank you to all the awesome wackos, weirdos, reverts, preverts, dingbats, and jelloheads anonymous for any and all listens you can give. It means a lot.
Yeah, sure.
I'm out of here like Vladimir until next time. There will be a next time. Don't forget me. I won't forget you. I am Zach the Wack, saying if I'm lying, I'm dying. Grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry.
Yeah, man, you're whipped.
And Mona Lisa was a man. I'll be back Friday for another awesome edition of the Dwack in the Morning Show.
Yeah, you're done.
I will talk to you then. Same whack time, same whack channel.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Whack out.
Attention computer programmers, your job will soon be obsolete. Why? Because computers are now programming computers. You need to look for a new job before it's too late. Today is the day for you to enroll in the Omaha High-Tech School of Fry Cooks. Research shows that fried foods are coming back, and you can be on the ground floor of this high-demand job field. At the Omaha High-Tech School of Fry Cooks, you'll learn how to fry foods to the right temperature in both Fahrenheit and Celsius. Learn the soon-to-be-coveted skill of handling a 32-ram rewritable spatula. You will gain valuable experience on the world's first gamma-ray operated stovetop. No longer will you be frying lard and fat with just fire alone. Now you will be bombarding bacon and burgers with protons, neutrons, electrons, and all the atomic particles that will be required for tomorrow's high-tech foods. There's no classes to attend because you'll study and practice at home. How easy can it get? So call 1-500-FRY-COOK now and enroll in the Omaha High-Tech School of Fry Cooks today.
Actual institute not located in Omaha.
Copyright 2025.